Oh, there. What the heck is that noise? Oh, okay. Cool. Do we work? Fingers freaking crossed. Oh, nice. It works. We have internet. Yeah, it turns out it was my internet drivers. Well, maybe I shouldn't speak so soon. Yeah, no drop frames. Stable-ish connection. Nice. Very nice. With a chat on the side too. I like that. Alright, so this is a thing now. Okay, maybe not. Don't want you to see that. There we go. Cool. What should I put in the top there? No, I shouldn't put anything. You get the idea. Yeah, so yeah, let's get something in there. Just wait for this might not even show up in people's notifications, so I should probably whatever. It's just a thing. Just doing a thing here. There we go. Family friendly content. There we go. Oh, I gotta put you down there. I just want them like peeking. There you go. That's what I want. All right. So I'll do live chat. And yeah, let's see if we're live elsewhere. So I got my tea. I got my. I'm in a different spot right now. But yeah, who knows? Did you guys hear the latest news? The heck was that? I think there's a bug. There's a bug in here. Latest news. Pro Jared is a vibe reader. That's interesting to me. Like, I thought it was just like a simple affair, but it was way more than that. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. But anyway. Yeah, you gotta be careful. So, yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like when I was watching the making of To Catch a Predator, and it got to the point where they were getting too many predators. There's just way too many of them. You know, kid predators are not that hard to find. I think, like, it's very common. Probably not the best topic to start the stream off with, but whatevs. Yeah, not a single drop frame in 4 minutes. That's crazy. Let me get my tea situation. For some reason, my tea is welded to the freaking thing. I should put this on a piece of cardboard so I don't get in trouble. I have a really cool thing in front of me. I'll show you in a bit. What's this about? This is I've been forced to leave the studio. I've been evicted. No, I'm just joking. I'm in a different area of the play. I'm at a different workstation. I'm doing a completely different thing right now. Is what I've been doing the last couple of days, which is why I haven't really been online. Yeah. Carlos, you are very welcome. Thanks for watching. Like, it's one thing to like make a video. That's easy, right? Because, you know, it's that whole thing. But to watch them, that's a testament of something admirable in an individual. How's the audio? This is the USB toy mic, and I'm in like the worst chair ever. Can you hear things? Okay. Yeah, YouTube always gets mad at me for having a higher keyframe, but I can't do much of anything because, you know, small island internet through, like, you know, the tin cans and the wire. That's how the internet gets transmitted. Perfect sound now. Cool. All right. You can hear the chair, right? So if I accidentally fart, you could probably hear that too. But we're all family. There's no embarrassment here. Am I cold? A little bit. Well, I don't know. I just like to be cozy because it was a very cold winter, especially for me. So I like to be cozy. Like, I'm not hot, but, you know, cozy. These are flush wire snips. You should always have flush wire snips within arm's reach. Tips on preparation of an Ableton live set for live performance. A really cool thing is in the session view, you can put in the scene name, you can rename the scene 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. You can actually rename those to BPM. So, like, you know, 128 BPM, 1/4, and like if you play that whole scene, the BPM will switch up to that automatically. And it's good to, like, kind of, you know, organize, you know, if you have a track, it's like, this track is way too fast. I need to move it over here with the fast, or like I need to kind of slowly slow this one down, slow it down during the, I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? It just kind of makes it easy. But yeah, tips, it depends if it's like, you know, like a live set where it's like individual parts and looping and you're using session view and stuff like that. That's a whole other ball game. There's people that are way better than me at offering tips on that. But there's another one, and it's kind of like a DJ kind of situation, which is pretty cool. You know, I did DJ in my early 20s quite a bit. Not with Ableton. I got into Ableton after. But, yeah, like, you can't do it wrong, really, and, you know, it just depends on your style and things like that. You want to make, like, master effects and things like that, and then lock a particular controller to that, not master effect, master rack. So you can do is you can have all your cool effects in one rack and have the macros, and then you can lock that to a MIDI interface, and then have another one that'll like do your clips or whatever. But that MIDI interface will always be locked. That's what I have kind of done. So push is kind of like the main brain, and then there's this other MIDI thing that is locked to a particular parameter. Usually something on the master chain, or something that's controlling a send or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's there's a lot of really good videos on live performance. One I watched recently was Point Blank. It was a techno guy, and he had like, techno is super fun because you can just do whatever. It's my favorite genre, definitely. And yeah, like, you just throw loops in, like drones, things like that. It's crazy what you can do, and you kind of get into it, and you become a passenger, and you know things just kind of come out of your being and all that. It's yeah, live performance with live is actually really exciting. I get excited just performing production in a video form. Spoiler alert, I actually have a lot of freaking videos down the pipe. I'm doing this thing now where I'm gonna have a lot of videos. I don't want to give it away yet, but I have the vault. I'm like Prince. I have a vault of a lot of freaking videos, and I'm just waiting for the right time because, you know, they need to be done. But yeah. Did I go to audio school? No, I dropped out of high school. I have a grade 9 education. Ricky from Trailer Park Boys is more educated than me. So no, I didn't go to audio school. Techno is getting popular among the Toronto ravers. I'm actually going to be in Toronto soon. I'm going to be in Toronto, and then Windsor, and then Kingsville, and then Owen Sound, and then back to Toronto, and that's going to be this summer. Yeah, going to be in, I don't know which freaking area. That area with the park. That park that the capybaras were in. Which park is that? I don't know. But yeah, techno, yeah, it's like genres come and go. But like techno has always been, and this is what I'm seeing right now. This is my opinion, man. Techno has always been the same popularity, but like other like summertime festival big room stuff has come and gone. Trance thing has come and gone, but techno has always stayed the same. So what we're experiencing now is just relative to everything else. It's always been consistent, you know. You're very good with music production, but do you kill people on the side? No, I don't. I'm not a violent person, really, but I'll throw down if I have to. Which I did, which is a story for another day, a year ago. But yeah, no, I'm not a hit person. We're being correct now, a hit person, because there's like lay person, business person, a hit person. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, techno. When all else fails, just talk about techno. Toronto rave community and drop some techno memes before you show up. Build that hype. Techno memes? Jeez, there's techno memes? Now I've heard everything. NBC, what's up, dude? You've been commenting quite a bit. I read the comments. Yeah, kind of obsessively. I helped you get excited again on music production. It's like therapy for me. It really is. And you know, there's so much positive that can come from creating a thing, and what it does is it gives you that dopamine rush, and it gives you that self-confidence, and then you apply that self-confidence into the world. You're you know, it's a confidence building exercise, which a lot of people need. It might involve something. No, I'm not Scott Manley anymore. I got hair again. It's really curly. And my beard, I haven't shaven in months. This is my good luck beard. I'm leaving it on for now. I'm gonna have to ignore the first part of that question, but I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna take it off. I'm actually gonna take it off right now. Rules 1 and 2. Rules 1 and 2. For those that don't know, there's only 2 rules on this channel. Is that you do not talk about piracy and wares and stuff like that. And you can't bully other people, but you can bully me. So there you go. I'm the exception to that rule. But yeah, VST for techno. I would say, oh man, you know, like there's not really no such thing as a VST for techno. But I would just say Serum. Serum is just one of those Swiss Army knives. You can apply it to everything. It has, you know, good modulation. You can do some weird stuff. And, you know, if you're learning, just get Serum, stick to Serum, and then you'll eventually learn everything here. Any tips to know when to stop working on a track? We were actually just kind of discussing this. I'm gonna cross my legs because I'm cool like that, you know, because we're getting comfortable here. Art is never finished; it's only abandoned. Someone said that. I don't know who said that. You know, you'll always come back. You'll finish something, quote unquote. You'll come back to it a year later and be like, oh man, why did I do that? Like, it's never finished. But you just gotta get it to a point where you're just like, I am fulfilled with this. I want to move on and learn new techniques and explore more. That's all I can say. You know. Oh, duct tape? No, it's masking tape. I'm using masking tape. I have duct tape somewhere around here. Vaporwave is actually pretty cool. Like, really interesting production. I got a Charles Manson thing going on. It's just the workshop area. Yeah. You know, I do have my playoff beard, which isn't related to hockey, but yeah, don't worry about it, bias. It's cool. It's kind of like one of those taboos in the industry, and you know, I have companies that watch my, you know, I just out of respect, you know, it's like jerking off. It's like we all kind of do it, but we don't share it. You know what I mean? I'll just leave it at that. That's actually kind of revealing, but you know, whatever. Serum. It's a Canadian thing, dude. It's you know, northern BC where I'm from. Serum. I am building something on the table here, and it's really exciting, and it's yeah, just a new thing that I'm doing. It's a good brain exercise, and yeah, it's super fun. But you know, I don't think I would like to share it right now. But I will soon. That's another thing. I don't like to share things while I'm working. Like, not while I'm working, but like I want to be like, hey, I finished this thing, and there you go. In terms of a thing that I'm may or may not doing. Yeah, vaporwave. It's really, yeah, super interesting compression. It's nostalgic. It's I like to listen to it. Sometime, yeah, there's like this really cool mega mix on, or like mix on YouTube of vaporwave. It's really interesting music, and it's kind of like, it has that essence of like, who gives a crap? You know what I mean? Like, you know, who cares really? We're just gonna do our own thing. What do I think about modular synths? And what is my favorite module at the moment? Oh man, what a interesting timed question. Um, the modular synth, it's pretty cool. Hey, Music Freak, thanks for the $2. If there was a coffee place near me, I will go get a coffee right now, and I'd have the barista put your name on it, and I'd show you, but can't do it right now. What are they talking about? Modular synths. Yeah, I think they're lacking something, and you know, there's this rigid puritism. See, words. It's yeah, it's a really exciting industry, and yeah, there's almost 300 companies producing modules, and yeah, I think there's going to be some exciting stuff, especially now since there's these companies like Bitwig and Ableton. They want to kind of ease the integration between the modular world and then the digital world, right? So I think it's actually a pretty exciting time to get into the modular stuff. I don't own any modular synths. I may in the future. Oh, Henry, thank you so much. Love your channel, and have learned an incredible amount regarding music production. Yeah, happy to hear that. That's awesome. Hotline Miami, yeah, dude. I that's a little bit too violent for me. I have a little bit of PTSD these days, but I've never played it, but I've heard the music, and it's really like, yeah, it has that vibe. Oh, I thought you were talking about like hardware modular stuff. Yeah, Reactor's cool. Recently, I've been really into peer data and something called Cabbage, and another thing called Audio Mulch. I think they're it's kind of like Max for. I'm getting really into the visual like routing node based audio synthesis engines. I don't know what you would call it, but it's really exciting, and I want to get in. I want to do more Max for Live stuff, and I want to get into peer data and Cabbage. Cabbage is really promising, and yeah. But Reactor is fantastic, I think. The V. Okay. I actually have to check before I say anything. Oh, okay. Yeah. VST, as far as I know, has been announced in Ableton 1.1. I had to check because if it wasn't announced and I said it, I would have gotten in trouble. But yeah. That yeah, Gesiffelstein. I can't say the name. That Gesiffelstein track. You know the one I'm talking about. You know that one. That track makes me want to like get out of a car and like put on. I don't wear sunglasses, but I want to get out of a car and put on sunglasses because you just feel so cool when you listen to that. Some of that track is really cool. Do I have any favorite hardware synths? Access Virus. I do enjoy my Polar. My first one was a Snow. I do enjoy the Nord that I have, and I also enjoy the Virus KC. And then what else do I have? There's a bunch of stuff. No, it's not insider knowledge because I googled it and the results came up. I hope they did. Oops. No, because Slink made a video about it. I was like, oh my god. I got kind of scared. I was like, what the heck is going on here? You made me second guess myself. I'm like, did I just disclose information that I wasn't allowed to disclose? Yeah, beta. The beta's gonna be out soon. I'm not doing any beta videos because I don't think it's fair. Like, plus, I don't get them right away because I'm not cool enough apparently. But, nah, I'm not gonna do any beta stuff unless it's like super cool. Because I don't want people to be like, because like when the beta is released and things are sent out to YouTube people, I'm not going to use the word influencer, but YouTube people, just everyone makes the same video, and I'm just like, Yep. Oh yeah, the new Massive. The new Massive was delayed. I think, they wanted to like rethink it or something. The Axis Virus does sound amazing. It's one of my favorite things. Adam Zabo's Viper. It's really close. Really close, but yeah, I haven't really done like an extensive comparison, but yeah. Thanks, Zeno. You made me have a freaking heart attack. The NDA was like super thick. However, I don't think there was anything in the NDA that said that I wasn't able to disclose the NDA. Anyway, whatever. From Las Vegas. No, Los Angeles. The screen's far away. Los Angeles. That LA traffic, huh? It's like the same thing as like people are like, oh, you're from Canada, must be cold, hey? Would you say beginners should focus on improving first? Mixing, mastering, or arrangement? Beginners should be learning the fundamentals of, dropping samples in and making sounds happen. Just getting ideas in there, and then from there, getting into like arrangement, basic arrangement, and then learning more advanced synthesis stuff, and then getting more into arrangement. And during that time, you'll be kind of mixing as you go. It's like you don't do them kind of in separate chunks. They're all kind of together at the same time. But I wouldn't worry about mixing and mastering. And that was a trap that I got into. I was making some like really bad music, and I thought I could instantly improve it if I knew how to master well. But yeah. Oh yeah, sidechain freezing excitement. Dr. Disrespect Gillette track. Who is Dr. Disrespect? And there's a Gillette track. Oh, that guy. Yeah, he wears the sunglasses, right? And he had an affair or something. He's like a streamer. He plays not Fortnite. What's the other one? See, I'm an old man. I don't freaking know all these things. What do I think about it? I haven't heard of it. But Pro Jared was trending on Twitter today, so I heard about that. So I'm kind of in the loop of what's going on. You ask me to explain what the game mechanics of Fortnite is, I would never be able to explain it to you. Oh yeah, no, Eric Prydz. Yeah, I've listened to all that. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. Modern, old school, 80s, like, all sorts of music. I like attempting to produce a lot of different kinds of music. Yeah, the hybrid trance progressive used to be just called progressive trance, but now it's like one of those things. Like how progressive house was progressive, and then it like turned into big room, and now big room's big room, and now progressive house again. My lifelong best friend just moved from Victoria for work. Bring him back. Aw. Well, I go to Victoria couple times a month, so maybe I'll hit him up and be like, you gotta go back to Winnipeg, dude. But it's hard to convince someone to go back to Winnipeg because it's called Winterpeg, right? It's like really cold. Take care, Bias. Is that Bias? Yeah. No, Blass. Saying your name wrong. What's the best way to learn Ableton when you're switching over from FL? Finding it super hard. I actually made a video about that, and I did switch from FL to Ableton back in 2005. Wow, that's a long time ago. That was when I was supposed to graduate college. Not college, high school. Yeah, just simple like gain and like getting your levels right in your track is like way important than, you know, EQs and compression and stuff like that when you're starting out. Not saying you're starting out, but yeah. The play live shows, yeah. You know, that's a life that's interesting, but I don't have the desire to travel and you know, put myself out there in that way. It's like I would much rather I would be more personally comfortable and fulfilled just kind of doing my own thing in a solitary way, you know what I mean? Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon is still one of the best albums ever released. It's Alan Parsons, yeah, what he did with that and the whole recording process and all the new technology that they used. What made that album so special is like it was all like new technology and you know, free form things like that. And that's what kind of bothers me about nowadays is like, you know, everyone wants to sound like it's from the 90s, you know. It's like, what's the new crazy thing? You know? Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, holy crap. There's a... We're having a discussion here. Yeah, yeah. With bass, I wouldn't low pass a bass. I would add a shelf, depending on your harmonic situation. But yeah, yeah. High passing things is a good way to go. Just looking at what I have in front of me, I'm just like, geez. Boards Canada? Oh yeah, yeah. They're old school, and it's really interesting what they did. I've been into oh man, what's it called? Outsider music. They're these oh, what are they called? It's a weird. Weird stuff. What's it? Yeah, outsider music. Yeah, that woman who sings in Canada, and then what's the those three girls in the 60s? Anyway, someone's got to know it. Someone's got to know what that is. I forget what that is. It's like the worst album ever. Yeah, Frank Zappa's favorite album. His favorite album. Not his favorite, not his best albums. Oh my god. No, maybe Kurt Cobain. Cobain. No, then they're just listing their albums. Freaking Google. The Shags. The Shags. Yes. That is like some, like when you, if you keep listening to it, it actually becomes weirdly listenable. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. Always, yeah, again, with the bass of the shelf. Yeah. Yeah, Reaper's not for me. But yeah, the Shags, oh my goodness. Improve grid visibility in the arrangement view. You can change like the theme color and get more, I guess contrast or like visibility with the grid. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's any kind of script or like a theme or like a stylish or like CS. I don't know what Ableton uses, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have it open in front of me. I wouldn't be able to figure that out. I'm sure there might be a way. Join the Reaper dark side. Is it? Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. It'll just be me just like clicking around for 8 hours, getting frustrated. Funny enough, I used to, when Reaper first came out, I used to mix in it. Kind of, people were talking about how like the Ableton engine wasn't good for mixing, so you had to mix in a different program. It was weird. We believe weird things. Yeah, when you lose 3 dB when you sum everything to mono, yeah, that you're supposed to kind of lose volume, or yeah, you're supposed to lose that because things are getting kind of canceled out. But yeah, wide layered lead without stereo shaping plugins, panning, oscillators left and right, duplicating a synth and making it slightly different on one side, having like a stereo filter on your track, and yeah, get like a correlation meter and keep it, between 0 and +1. And kind of get a mid-side EQ and then like scoop the low end out, because like the wide low end is not good. The trick for acoustic panel placement, yeah, that's a tricky thing. There's a bunch of videos online about that. Ethan Weiner has some. He's better qualified to answer that than me. But yeah, generally with panels, you wanna get those on like the side and definitely in the front, right? Because they're bouncing off the speaker, they're exiting the speaker through the back, bouncing off the wall, and then coming towards you, and they're out of phase with what just left the speaker. So kind of not something that you want there, but use kind of, it's hard because you can have too much absorption in a room, it'll make it sound kind of dead. With bass traps, you can never have too many bass traps, but with panels, it's like more kind of, the general thought is more strategic, and just kind of, you wouldn't want to set up panels to, make the area in the corner treat. You want, like, where you want that area to be kind of a deadened zone, ish, right? And yeah, that's the beauty of that. But yeah, bass traps and standing waves and all that, the mechanics of auto acoustical phenomenon is tricky. But yeah, the 38% rule is good. Well, yeah, you wanna layer, and you'll figure it out. Identical oscillator left and right is still, left and right identical. It's kind of detuning. You can even, if you get something close, you can use a mid-side EQ and then bump up the mid-side up, and what that'll do is that'll like accentuate the the stuff that makes it stereo. You can also, you can do a bunch of cool stuff. What you might be trying to achieve might not be stereo. It might be like a bit of multi-band compression for leads, or reverb that's gated, things like that. Damn straight 68. You broke out. You've never played music to anyone, because I'm proud of my track. It sounded terrible on a large sound system, and I'm very disheartened by the experience. The idea of that is you get to know kind of what works and what doesn't work. And on a large kind of sound system, it brings out, well, the low end for sure. It just depends on what sounded terrible. But what you did, not a lot of people do. A lot of people will open up Ableton or FL Studio, they'll use it for like 10 minutes and then be like, and then they'll quit, right? You put yourself out there, and you figured it out, and well, you're gonna figure it out, because I did, and if I can do it, anyone can, dude. Okay, so that might be, if it was a dance club, and yeah, maybe the amplifiers and the crossover. See, these are things that are like really tricky, because we make music on our computers with headphones and stuff, and then studio monitors, and then they go to these clubs, and these clubs have like their own limiting and their own crossover, and there's a guy that like twiddles a knob at front of house and stuff like that. Yeah, one super quiet melody gained like 10 dB and shut everything else in the high end, and it makes no sense. I'm curious to know about what the track sounds like on like studio monitors in your listening position. If they gain volume, then that means that where you're making music or how you're making music, the melody, the mid and the high end, are represented like, quieter than reality. You know what I mean? And maybe like the response of your speakers or something, they're not, it's really hard to say. And it's really easy. Like, listen to Melly Fresh Deadmau5. Melly Fresh Dead Ma 5. Melly Fresh, Mellefresh, and then Deadmau5. I think it's called the Hey Baby. It's an early Deadmau5 track, and it sounds really cool on like headphones and laptop speakers and stuff like that. But when you take it into a club, all it is just it's just so much freaking bass. It is ridiculous, and it's just those things that you don't perceive in the studio, and then you're like, oh, okay. So it's important to have bass dynamics, so the sub isn't just pumping out this freaking stuff the whole time. And I need to make my bass more dynamic in volume. Like, the bass should be like that sub bass. The sub bass in the track, Hey Baby, Melly Fresh Deadmau5. I remember hearing that. I'm like, oh my god, what the heck happened? What happened to Deadmau5? You know what I mean? This is after, like, not exactly. And it's one of those things that you don't perceive. So don't beat yourself up over it. I would just try to figure out what's going on. Improve your listening position. Are you listening to, if you're on headphones, are you listening loud? Right? So what's happening when you're listening to it loud is your ears are kind of turning down the high end to kind of compensate for it. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever happened to Bitwig? No, it's still around. This guy's like modular stuff going on. Yeah. Great lesson in business partnerships. Exactly. So you're from Toronto. You know exactly what's going on. I remember that drama. But yeah, damn straight. Don't get discouraged. We choose to go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard. This is supposed to be hard, dude. This is like morphing ones and zeros using our bones and muscles into music that makes bones and muscles move on a dance floor. Right? Yeah, get back to work. Yeah, listen to Work in Progress loud. That is a trap. That is a big trap. And, it's okay to turn up the volume just to get a feel of like what's going on. But I remember like it would only sound good loud. And that's because, the amplifier was distorting and stuff like that. And, it was shaking things, and the bass was more, in the room. And I was like, cool, yeah. It's like, if you just play all my stuff, it'll sound loud. But the key is to make it sound good quiet. Listen to your favorite songs really quiet, like low volume, and listen to how amazing they sound. That's what we want to put together for ourselves. Curtis King just went off YouTube to start a membership site. Working with Chris P and other producers for $25 a month. Would I do that? No, I wouldn't do that, because I would, yeah. Like, no. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I want to explain why I wouldn't do that, but, just use your imagination. It's like, Like it's okay, yeah, like a premium service. You know what I mean? Or like premium content. So what I do is I have like a membership thing on my YouTube. So if you see like membership on YouTube, what you get is what I sometimes do, or a lot of the time, I'll make a bunch of videos all at once and I'll upload them, and they'll all be unlisted. And then I'll upload them, you know, sporadically through the days, and then I'll go off and I'll do other stuff that I'm doing now, I guess, whatever. If you're a member, you get access to those videos, but there's still no like exclusivity of content, right? And 25 a month, really? That's interesting. Let me check this out. I follow him for some reason. I made my screen too big. Yeah, I don't see anything about that. Anyway, whatever. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've always had the platform and the idea that the videos would be kind of free, right? And there was that like that YouTube like rent feature or whatever, you know, and I've refused more times than I can count doing like exclusive stuff for video-based websites that are affiliated with music production. Yeah, it's just not something that I would be interested in doing. And I definitely would not be partnering with other people if I were going to do that. If I were going to do that, it would just be me. I'd be running that. I wouldn't freaking get into a partnership with someone. How to glue two genres together for a unique sound. You take two genres and you mix them together. One good example is country and dubstep. And the shortened version I'm not going to say. Here, I'll just show that. Yeah, so it's like a TV thing. Yeah, okay. And how do we know that 100 people are already involved in that? Oh, there's a number. Dude. Let's call them. You want to call them? Uncensored videos. Oh, geez. Everyone, go to that website right now. Go to that website. That is beautiful. That is amazing. Guys, I'm not bullshitting. Curtis King. No, Curtis King. Curtis with two S's, King.tv. Go there, okay? Uncensored videos. I don't know if he was getting into porn. He's a cam boy now. He's got his videos on Chatterbait. That's the first one. First thing. Uncensored videos. I'm getting wet. You like the videos where I go into the woods and talk? Dude, I'm going to do more of those. Definitely. I was under the impression that people didn't like to listen to me talk about stuff. But yeah, I definitely could do that. I have a big, not a spreadsheet, what is it? A Google Doc of all these video ideas that I want to do. Where I'm just talking about stuff and getting philosophical. Am I a cannabis-friendly stream? I haven't smoked weed for a whole freaking year. I haven't smoked weed since my diagnosis. Dude, you guys have watched Sadowick Uncensored. Sadowick Production. Sadowick, I don't know what I would call it. I got a big Google Doc. Yeah. Oh, man. Uncensored. Like... You can swear on YouTube. You just can't swear within the first 2 minutes or something like that. Something vague. You know, it's like what's wrong with having your stuff on YouTube? Okay, I'm gonna read this. YouTube gave me an opportunity to reach you through my video content. However, due to their strict content guidelines, dude, fucking please, strict content guidelines. Yeah. They're strict with I don't know. I'm gonna open this up in a new tab. It has limited my voice. Why? I can't control what we don't own. With that said, I invite you to join us as we trailblaze our way to the future of content creation under our control. We can't control what we don't own. We do own all our videos. But yeah, very strict content. Okay, it's not like H3H3 where, I'm getting the yellow demonetized button. You know how many videos of mine have been demonetized? 2, 3. 2 when that whole thing happened. And I got a review, and it was, it was cleared up. And then I got another one recently, which was another false positive, which was a D16 Punchbox video. It was this could be, and then I reviewed it, and it was fine. What the heck is he talking about? Yeah, strict policies and content guidelines. Yeah. Don't show kids, no nudity, no harmful or dangerous content, no violent or graphic content, and that includes shock content or things like that, hateful content, cyberbullying, spam, misleading metadata and scams, copyright infringement, threats, privacy impersonation, child safety, and a bunch of other stuff. Dude, they're not worried about production people. It's the tutorial people were super in the clear, really, and how they dictate the language policies. In my videos, the majority of my videos, well, not these ones, because in this kind of setting I'll say fuck a lot, but in my main kind of videos where I say, hey, what's up, guys, I don't swear, I don't say anything political, I don't have kids in my video. There's the making of video, and my nephew was there, but I made sure that he actually wasn't in the video, right? He was very helpful to film, and I made sure he wasn't in it, even though I really wanted to be. And I'm just dude, you're a kid. There's people jerking off to kids on YouTube right now. I can't have kids in my videos. I didn't tell him that, but that was my thing. The one thing, there's a sense of discretion and not decency. I don't know the word, but like, it's a matter of like degree. So you can swear, but what they say, I'm looking right at the freaking website, using sexually explicit language. So I can say go F yourself, but if I get really descriptive and, you know, it's getting overly vulgar, then that's when they're just like, nope. And another one is excessive profanity. Like, you can say like shit, but if you say like, if you could just like Jay and Silent Bob it, that's a problem, right? So that's their policy. Like, their policy is like no swearing, no nothing. It's like, don't do it excessively. Like, you can say it as PG-13, but just don't, you know, don't have a video where you just say the F word over and over and over again. You know, and it's a matter of context. And I don't want to, you know, go off on like context and stuff like that, but like, I was really fascinated and kind of pleased when everyone on the news, everyone on Twitter, and even like local freaking radio, people were saying shithole because Donald Trump was quoted saying that so-and-so were coming from shithole countries. And then there's Bernie Sanders. It's like, my father came from a country that Trump would call a shithole. And like, everyone's saying shithole because it's in context of what, you know, a public figure, like the biggest public figure, said. So it's not, you know, dude, we can't control what we do. What does that mean? We do own our content on YouTube. There's no transfer of ownership to YouTube, right? It's just, I don't know. Like, is he getting like DMCA'd? Is there something that I wouldn't know about, right? Anyway, I'm sure no one gives a shit about this, but like, yeah. Anyway, why am I not doing techno anymore? I am. I have a lot of stuff in the vault that's about to be released one day soon. Have I ever considered going to law school? I don't know if that applies to anything. I'm kind of legally savvy in the sense that I don't know, like, I know how to navigate a contract, because, you know, I don't want to blow smoke up my own butt, but I do sign contracts often. Usually they're NDAs or non-disclosure agreements, and I kind of go over that, and I'm just like, the term, the territory, if there's a dispute, and, you know. But yeah, no, I never considered going to law school. Like, 8 years, I'd rather hang out in the woods, dude. There's no Discord anymore. No. Am I planning on going to any music festivals this year? I'm not into the whole music festival thing. Like, electronic music festivals? No. 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 Not my thing. Too sweaty, too hot, too loud. I like to, you know, hang out in cozy areas. You know what I mean? It's like I do enjoy music, but I can't like go to like festivals where there's like, you know, when there's more than 20,000 people, I just can't do it. Yeah, maybe he wants to do, maybe he's a nudist or an exhibitionist or whatever. He likes to, but that whole thing, I find that so comical. Like, the first headline, okay, people watching this later, uncensored videos. And if he changes it, you can go to like the Wayback Machine. The first thing is uncensored videos. It should be like unlimited courses, weekly podcasts, uncensored. Like, yeah, uncensored is like removing the blur from Japanese porn, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Warehouse raves? also known as they don't happen raves or get shut down raves. There's a frickin' bird just going bananas outside. What are you doing? They land on the chair and then they poop on it. God damn. Anyway. Do you guys like Bob Ross? Okay, I'm going to move him up a little bit. Yeah. What if I just lined him up? So, there you go. Look at that. Yeah. What about an art installation where a man eats a baby? What the hell are you talking about? Oh, that. I saw that in my my inbox. Wang made a video about that. I heard about that. And yeah, you know what? Art is supposed to make you think. And it's, in my opinion, good art is kind of like shock therapy. It's kind of like, whoa, it gives you want a reaction from something. And yeah, there you go. I'm having a get together here too. Or this is a private event. Or, you know, yeah. This is a you know, a wedding reception. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, private events. But the cops would come and just shut it down anyway. They shut down everything. No fun city. Oh my, and the undercover police were so obvious. It was painful. They're like, hello, fellow kids. Where is the local late night dance event that is illegal going to be? Do you know where I can get some Molly? Not where I live. Police have nothing better to do. I should make some uncensored videos. $20 a month though. Get feedback. Oh, Busy Works Beats. He's a pleasant person. Okay, well, where do you live, Tone Deaf? What country or state? I live in the great state of Canada. In DC. Yeah. Oh, DC. Nice. I've been propositioned by people in DC. Apparently, DC is where all of a particular thing is manufactured. And I have fans that want me to send me... No, they want to send me via mail in the lining of a card some things. But I ain't saying who's gonna do it, and they didn't do it. I don't solicit things online, actually. This is all. These stories are all fictitious. Anyone who takes them as fact should not take them as fact. This is a character that I am performing, and you don't need to worry. Oh yeah, so you have the 2 a.m. So after 2 a.m. where you live, it technically becomes a late night dance event. A late night dance event is an event that is past 1 o'clock. If you have an event between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in Vancouver, then it's considered a late night dance event. Unless you are a after hours, which then you have to have like a cabaret license or some stupid thing. And yeah, they shut them all down. Yeah, how do you know it was LSD? Yeah, it was oh man, maybe in a couple years I can tell this story. Well, the statutes of limitations is up, but it's so obvious who it is. Yeah. One day maybe. No. Yeah. No, it was blotter acid. And it's just people are really into sending these things to people that they like. It's like a gift, because apparently one of the you know, I'm in my world building exercise. I'm writing a book right now, and in my book, a particular state has a super lab, and all of the world's supply of this particular substance is manufactured there, and there's so much that they just give it away. Mushrooms are legal? Statute of limitations. Yeah. No, it's like, I think it's like, yeah, 10 years. No, it was really trippy because this person's a person. You know? And they're kind of a bigger deal. Like, okay, there's like 32 people watching right now. I think like, you know, at least like 20% would recognize this individual. Blue Planet documentaries? Yes. And I thought I owned it, but the divorce settlement, she got all the good DVDs. Yeah, they were giving away TB303s. Yeah. The Filter. Yeah. No, mushrooms grow everywhere here, dude. Yeah. No one sent me anything in the mail. They offered to send it in the mail. Like, you kind of have to give your address to the person. And I was like, I'm okay. Because it's crazy. It reminded me of like that guy that had the lab in that silo. And that crazy lady that does enemas was with him or something like that. Yeah. But apparently there's a very gifted chemist in DC. Everyone kind of knows it. I'm getting kind of paranoid now. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this shit. Yeah. That's some crazy that's a crazy channel story. I got a lot of crazy stuff that I can't... I probably could talk about, but I don't think that I should. My friend took DMT, and apparently DMT is really easy to make. You can order the precursor. It's like a plant, really, and it comes in. And then you just add stuff to it, and then, you know, it crystallizes. Yeah, easy to extract. My friend said that he did it, allegedly, in my fictional world that I'm talking about right now. friend did it, and he described it as like, didn't use machine elves, but it was like, in World of Warcraft where you press a button, you can see like the health points of everyone. It's kind of like you could see like the 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 status of every molecule in the buddy he was looking at. It's really, really crazy. Those other degenerate producers, usually producers are actually pretty cool. It's the DJs that you gotta worry about, right? Like, I think the whole Datsyk thing really freaked a lot of people out because a lot of people were like, "Oh shit, party's over," right? But he and that curly-haired guy that cut his hair, what's his name? Gas Lamp Killer, yes. Just, yeah. Troy Beatles and Gas Lamp Killer, only they went down. And there's a lot more. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, he's, yeah. That's some fucking mental stuff going on there. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few predators that were, probably shat the bed when that went down. But then nothing happened to them, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah. Um, how do you get out of the trap of watching tutorials? Well, you have to like absorb the information and then apply it somehow. Right? If you're just absorbing information, in order to become proficient at something, you have to, develop the theory, i.e., watching a tutorial or reading a book or looking at a diagram or watching someone else do it. And then you apply that yourself to further reinforce that theory. And then you watch someone do it, or someone else do it, or another person or whatever, and then they do it in another way or a similar way, and then you say, huh, and then you go back to your working theory, and then you refine it, and then you kind of go back and forth. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cozy to watch tutorials, I'm not gonna lie. How's Faceplant? Are you working on making any more videos of it? It's still in beta. It's pretty fun. You get some interesting sounds out of it, and it's something really new and exciting, and yeah, I like it. It's one of those things. Plus, yeah, there's the ability to like expand upon it and stuff like that, and yeah, development is happening all the time. Yeah, instant feedback, exactly, out of a new technique, and yeah, that's what it comes down to. I find, learning things. Good night, plant-based culture. I remember when I started out, I had I think it was like TS-404 on like FL Studio 3, and I had no idea what anything was, and I would just kind of go sequentially left from right, turning knobs, and I was just not really grasping what was occurring. And yeah, I just remember that feeling of like, what the heck is going on here? What is this stuff? You know? Anyway. I don't know the climate, the production climate anymore, so yeah, I don't know about that. Like, how do you define making a living? I think if you want to make a living in techno production, I think, yeah, you gotta work pretty hard. But yeah, it's kind of, it can be lucrative and substantial for sure. Thousands of dollars monthly off streaming. That's difficult. Like Spotify streams, $1,000. Jeez, I don't even think Lady Gaga makes that much money off Spotify a month. Do you like any non-electronic genres like indie stuff? I like all sorts of music. Oh yeah, Blue 2 and Synth 1. Yeah, those were a time. How have you been finding inspiration usually? Inspiration well, for me it comes from doing kind of something new. You know, like you don't get inspired to, you do get I'm not comparing myself to this, but you do get inspired to invent a light bulb. But once you invent a light bulb, you don't just keep on making a light bulb. You move on to a new thing. You invent, I don't know, uncensored videos or something, right? Um, yeah, and inspiration comes from that drive. I think they're related. Would you recommend a first hardware purchase? Depends on what you're doing. Depends on what you want to do. Um, I think that, speakers, monitors, loudspeakers, whatever you want to call them, I think those are very important. Um, Very important first purchase. And other than that, you just kind of build it as you go. Yeah, the Synth One interface is a little bit too like sticky for me. Yeah, a MIDI controller as well, just for that tactile feel. But like, you know, you've been looking for your Rebirth CD. There is an ISO. They released it for free, and it doesn't work on modern operating system, but there's a way to get it to work. Reaper is pretty cool, or Rebirth, sorry. Yeah. I don't have a go-to drum kit. Not really, no. How do you fit a drum kit together? Well, you just kind of... It really depends on the vibe of the track, I guess. You know, like you can do a lot with just making it like fit together. You can do a lot with volume, and some EQ. If you know one particular hit is a little bit darker, you can even out to just kind of like sonically it sounds consistent, and then you just throw a glue compressor on there and you're good. Yeah, you listen to Digiwave. Yeah. You can tune the samples if you want. If it sounds good, then do it. Is there any structure idea to keep in mind with techno? Yeah, 16 bar. You want like you want driving stuff to be there. And it's not like you're switching it up, but like every 16 you want to have something kind of new or whatnot. Well, depending on the style and the vibe, whatever you're doing. Yeah, I don't. It's I'm working on a track right now. It's good. There's going to be videos on it, and yeah, it's in the arrangement phase, and it's getting switched up quite a bit. So stay freaking tuned. Yeah, the drum kit stuff. Yeah, it's just you can do a lot with some reverb and even panning, and then you just figure it out as you go. Which do I prefer, Serum or VPS Avenger? Really depends. Serum is just one of those kind of Swiss Army knives. It's really cool. And it's also like a utility that you can have, and you can make like basic sub basses, plucks, and stuff like that. But then you can get into like this weird modulation stuff, and you can sync it to your DAW as well. So it's I prefer that, but then Avenger is so freaking deep and made for sound design, and it has a lot of bells and whistles, and yeah, I think they're two separate things, but yeah, I have both, and yeah, I enjoy both. Yeah, getting slapping together a drum kit and making it sound coherent. I kind of, if you ever watch me do that, I just do it as I go and things like that. However, I don't typically use drum kits, but yeah. How am I doing? I am doing well. No alarms are going off. The benefit of LFO tool is you have control over the ducking in terms of side chaining. I use it. I can't speak for him, but I use it as a compression tool as well on kick drums and stuff like that. I just find it, really usable for that, and yeah, just kind of shaping the sound. And yeah, the benefit is you have a lot more control. But side chaining is also appropriate in a lot of situations with the stock. I guess the traditional way of side chaining. If I use a bass line from a MIDI file of a song, is that considered copyright infringement? No, it's not. If you take a bass line from a song and then you know, make a new melody over top of it, it's a derivative work. Everything is derivative work. So yeah. Jeopardy Phenom? No, I don't have TV, dude. Hearing differences. That just comes with experience. And it's not so much you're listening for the difference in the actual thing that you're affecting. You're listening to the relative difference between that and the other things around it. So, yeah, if you have like some sort of sound that you're EQing, you can, cut a little bit and then like something else from another track will pop through. It's really weird. It's just all, comes down to that. And in terms of dynamics, oh my God, I'm going to screw this up. We can hear increases in volume better than decreases in volume. So when you're kind of, compressing something, right, you're not going to hear it because the attack is still going through and stuff like that. But you are going to see the gain reduction. And typically, you see everyone do this. It's just, at most 4 dB of gain reduction, depending on your attack time and release. Do you ever watch deadmau5's stream on Twitch? Yes, I did. I watched it when I was recovering and stuff like that. It was pretty cool, and we chatted, and a lot of my viewers were in the channel chat as well. We were all like hanging out and stuff. If you take I Remember and you rap over it, yeah, it would be. Yeah, that's sampling. But if you recreated it, then you'd be okay. Spending hours a day producing. If you have the itch and the urge, just do it. But if you lose interest, take a break and then come back. You know, humans have the ability to just pile through something and, you know, pin it down and, you know, figure it out and, you know, things like that. It's like, you ever been playing a video game and you're holding your pee? You know, that's fine. If you're in that mode, take advantage of it. I still can't even comprehend what a compressor is by definition, boosting the quiet sounds. Yeah. Basically, yeah, boosting the quiet sounds. But it also reacts to little peaks. So if I clap, right, the clap has a peak and then a body, right? Peak, like a peak, body. So what a compressor does is that it detects that peak, and that peak is the threshold, right? You could change the threshold on a compressor. You could say, hey, if a sound goes over this threshold amount, right? When I clap, peak hits that threshold, the compressor detects it. And the compressor says, what do I do now? Well, I have to reduce the gain. This, you know, traditional compressor. Okay, I got to reduce the gain. How much do I reduce the gain? And that is dictated by the ratio, right? So for every 1 decibel over the threshold, you know, we'll reduce it by 1 or 2 or 4, and that's how you get, you know, 2 to 1, 4 to 1, 8, you know, all these ratios. And then it's like, okay, well, how fast do I have in terms of reaction time when that snap of that clap hits, when it goes over the threshold? Do I have super fast, like 0.001 milliseconds, or am I a little bit slow, 50 milliseconds? And that dictates how slow the compressor is to reduce that volume, so you still get that little bit of that snappiness in, but it, you know, squishes the other stuff. And then the release is how long it takes for, you know, the gain to go back up. Making quiet sounds louder is when you have a super fast attack. So when that clap hits, like that snap of that clap hits, that snap gets pushed down into the body of that clap, in turn making things sound a little bit more uniform. So it's making the quiet sounds of that clap louder. Right, and then you have a makeup gain. You have to boost the gain because you're reducing the volume of that sound. You boost the gain, and then everything gets louder. And that's how you get the loudness wars, ladies and gentlemen. Glue compressor combined with utility plugin for gain reduction? Yeah, why not? What would be the ideal BPM of techno? Between 125, that might even be too fast for some people. I don't know. It really depends. It varies. It has a strong variance of BPMage. Uncensored videos coming up. But yeah. Yeah, it would depend on the mood. Exactamundo. 303s aren't really used in techno that much. It's usually like 808s and 909s and things thereof. 303 doesn't produce white noise or drones, so yeah. Yeah, 123 to 130. That's about right. When am I gonna revive Gabber? Man, I don't know. Favorite shortcut in Ableton? Control D. And Control Shift D. Let's not forget about his younger brother. Or older brother, I guess. No, it's T, dog. Yeah, like Thunderdome style, like ID, like the old school ID&T Gabber. I think it would, but I don't know. It might be too fast. It's not happy enough. Control Z, get out. There's no undos in our world. Am I still using Live Enhancement Tool? I don't know. It might still be on my computer. I don't know. Alt F4 is not a really good keyboard shortcut. What that does is that, closes the window that you currently have open. Oh man. It's like I'm interrogating people. You saw the sun go down. This is really good mood lighting. Yeah, going from house to techno, I'm sure it can be done. I think they called that tech house. I'm not sure though. Yeah, Alt F4 gets you V-Bucks or whatever. Gives you good cards in Hearthstone. Yeah, it was called techno. I called it tracks. They said, yeah, it's my favorite form of techno. Oh god. And I would explain. I'm like, I don't think it's called techno, dude. Do I play video games? Sometimes. Not really though. I played a lot of Stardew Valley. Just because I was, traveling and stuff like that. Incapacitated, so played that. Zelda just got kind of boring. Like a big world with nothing in it. Stardew Valley is awesome. Yeah. I think I have like 80 hours on it. That's great. I'm gonna lean back. Yeah, it's super chill. Yeah, when I was ill, I was playing it quite a bit. It is a sick day game. Yeah, it's just simple and pure. Gotta plant those star fruits, guys. Hmm. Denied. Best game soundtracks? Oh man. Uh Deus Ex. Ocarina of Time. Hmm. I can't even think. I don't really play that many games. It seems. Well, Final Fantasy VIII. But this is just. It comes down to nostalgia. It's not. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ocarina of Time. Really good music. Memorable. Things like that. Oh yeah, Chrono Trigger as well, but that's just in the Square Enix universe. Um, well, back then Square. Um, so many come to mind. But yeah, it's like I was never a Mega Man kid. I never got into Mega Man, unfortunately. My recent collaboration was with T-Nile, and we made an album together, and it was released recently. Any advice for DJs getting into music production? Don't give up. It is all about Sonic. Gotta go fast. Oh man. What's your favorite aspect of music? The memory inducingness, the intricacy, or the primal instinctiveness to draw towards patterns? I think for me, it's one of my highly developed senses, and they say that like smell is the closest sense tied to memory. That's not really true for me. Like music, particular tones, a sound, a song takes me back to a particular time, and yeah, I learned at a very young age that I really enjoyed music. I had a little Walkman with I don't know, I think I was like 6, and I would always listen to that thing, and I'd have like Doctor Hook and Metallica and Beavis and Butthead and all the things that 90s kids would listen to, or 90s teens. And yeah, it was my my life. And all throughout high school too, I was a kid with headphones around the neck. You know those freaking kids that have headphones. That was me. And yeah, the favorite aspect is just it gets to me. It's more, I guess, emotionally profound than a movie or a picture or a painting. Music is music is one of those things. What's my favorite aspect of producing, composing, mixing, and making sounds? Uh, I like making sounds, but producing to me is like all encompassing. I was having a discussion recently where there's like, what is a producer? Well, a producer, like, in the 50s was a fat guy with a cigar, trying to make the record execs happy, and he was there in the studio, and he's like, you need a quartet, or whatever the hell they said. And, you know, that change, and then, like, a producer kind of executed a vision, decades ago. And then now a producer is someone who, like, it's like a movie maker, make, like, shoots, edits, does sound, writes scripts, all these things. It's like, so it's more multidisciplinary now, and it's less like color by numbers. It's, like, super multidisciplinary. And I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah, but I think producing is composing, and it is mixing, and it is making sounds. And it's like, making a product or a piece of art, or both, whatever you want to call it. How do social introverts pull off playing live? Human beings have coping mechanisms, and we have this ability to do things that are uncomfortable and get through things. Or alcohol, I don't know. The Prodigy back in the 90s. My introduction to the Prodigy was the movie Hackers. And that movie is really cool, and I have it on digital video disc. That was my introduction to a lot of electronic music back then, like Left Field, Prodigy, Massive, all these things. But yeah, that freaking movie. Also, really interesting is apparently David Gilmour played the guitar on that soundtrack from Pink Floyd. Do I have a sub in my studio? No. I do not. I don't need subs where I'm going. Where we're going, we don't need subs. Subs are for communists, dude. I don't know. I don't have room for a sub. I don't like vibrations. Do 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 do. Man, I like that movie. Just for the music. Yeah. I remember the music. To be PG-13, you could only say fuck once. And then, yeah, they made good use of that fuck. And then, yeah, saw some stuff. Hack the planet. Oh, that was you? Nice, dude. Yeah, that's... I think that tube in quotations, well, I guess it technically is a bunch of bullshit. I was downloading other things of Kaza. This channel is now rated R because I said the F word too many times. I cannot confirm nor deny. Have you ever considered designing a VST plugin? Kinda. Oh my god. Can I be bothered doing this AMA? No, not really. Yeah, the hacker. New York, yeah, New York in the 90s. That must have been something. What's it like not having a television? It's actually pretty fucking nice. Rompler versus Synth Go. Yeah, Romplers are for... I don't know. No, I can't listen to Joe Rogan anymore. He just talks about the same shit all the time. Podcasts, I'm so freaking lame. I got into one recently. What's it called? it's a psychology podcast. Seattle. Psychology in Seattle. They're on YouTube. This guy's, he's a psychologist, and he talks about really interesting stuff. I like listening to smart people talk. So yeah, Psychology of Seattle. Yeah, movies on a computer, that's fine. But television programs, no. Oh, we got some Psychology in Seattle people here. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, it's like, it's a fine line he walks. But, he's like, if I had to diagnose, I would. He did a really good one on that freaking crazy incel that ran over those people and shot those other people and stabbed his roommates. Elliot Rodger, a little bitch. But other than that, yeah, not a whole lot of podcasts. I guess by default, okay. So I work at a band, and I have a computer near me, and I like to have noises coming out of it, and I put on podcasts like that, or rarely music, but the YouTube suggestions are actually pretty good. But I guess another podcast that I listen to by default, because there's so many things that are really interesting being recommended to me, is the Jim Cornette podcast. Because he was involved in wrestling in a sliver of time when I was watching it as a kid. So he has this perspective of it from the inside that is really interesting to me. Elliot was just broken and just poor emotional regulation. Just a failed accident. 99% Invisible. It's about design. Oh, okay. Neat. I'm going to get that into the favorite section. But yeah. But YouTube is really good at recognizing what I want to listen to. So, I guess their algorithm is working now. Are any of you in the Yang Gang? I'm in the Yang Gang. I'm not even American. I just find it fascinating. Yeah. No, I'm not advocating. I'm fascinated by him because he's saying all this stuff that a couple years ago would have been so fringe, but I'm looking at his numbers and all these things that he's doing. I'm like, holy crap, this is interesting. So yeah, it's one of those things. The Yang Gang. And I don't know. He's pretty intelligent. That's all I'll say, in contrast to the current guy. You know what? The basic income, I think it's I honestly, I haven't done the math, but from what he explains, it kind of makes sense, right? Do I prefer traveling alone or with a group? I don't prefer traveling at all, dude. Yeah. No, but honestly, besides is Bernie running again? I think he is. So besides Bernie, uh, Andrew Yang is the only other candidate that I know. And if I go to the end of the driveway and I take a right and I walk down the hill, I can actually see the United States. So there's kind of I'm just my neighbor has a fucked up yard, and I'm just like looking at it like maybe you should mow that or something. Have this convo turned political? No, it's just I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like within a year they'll be campaigning because no, less than a year because no wait, he's already campaigning. Like campaigns are freaking long in the United States. They're like 2 freaking years long. Yeah. I can see Russia from my porch stance. No, I can I can see the US. The San Juan Islands, I can see them. I'm going to be hanging out with my mom soon for Mother's Day. I throw a rock and the States is right there. Yeah. You guys need healthcare, dude. Universal healthcare. It works so well over here. I'd get behind that. Yeah. Nah, I'm not going to do that right now. Canada needs healthcare? Well, in certain disenfranchised communities, yeah, but I don't know. I had cancer. I had top shelf healthcare, dude. I had like surgery, chemo, doctor, test, scans, and basically I just paid for parking. And I had to take a lot of time off work. And the medication was expensive. Oh yeah, because the Ford guy. BC Healthcare? Oh yeah, it works. It's like 50, less than $50 a month or something. That's what I'm saying. The healthcare that I received, we worked it out, and it would have been $500,000. That if I didn't that if you had to pay out of pocket for all this shit, $500,000. Yeah. Well, yeah, an emergency room is like a triage kind of situation. So it's like, like your thumb's fucked up, but like, you're not gonna die. So they're gonna get to, the old lady that cracked her hip before you. Oh yeah, but you know what? If you're a cancer patient, you can do whatever the fuck you want. They see you right away. Yeah. I would just walk into places. They'd be like, "Oh God, okay." Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a freaking horror story. I'm glad I was fortunate. I think I was pretty freaking lucky. Because I was taken seriously and referred right away. Yeah, Ontario hospitals, eh? Yeah, that sucks. I went to a hospital recently for something, you know, seemingly trivial, and they saw me like right away. I just said, I'm a cancer patient. I'm experiencing this, and they said, come in now. So yeah, I guess it's one of those things. Did I make any music in the hospital? I could barely hold my head upright in the hospital. I wasn't doing anything. It hurt to read. It hurt to move. It hurt to sit still. Yeah, no, staring at the wall, I'll never forget this weird feeling. Like if I would stare at something, like like a wall or a floor with a particular texture, I would hear it, and I kind of feel it. And if you want to know what chemo is like, um, my particular form, watch the music video by MGMT When You Die while stoned. Like that might be the closest thing. Yeah. No, it was, yeah, it was synesthesia, but it was caused by, they tracked down a very attentive nurse, Dr. Jane, who in the video when I rang the bell, she's right next to me. She's cool. Um, she noticed that I was being weird, and it turns out that I had serotonin syndrome. And yeah, that on top of chemo, on top of that, it's like the worst. Um, Jeez. And I remember there was this Irish doctor. Yeah, it is very dangerous. And I thought it was just, oh, this is just suffering through chemo treatment. Nope. So I was like suffering on top of suffering. But yeah, this Irish nurse was just like, I was like, this is bad. I feel bad. This sucks. And she was like, it'll all be a fleeting memory soon. And then, yeah, it's a fleeting memory now. But yeah. Yeah, shout out to that nurse. I would have, I don't know, I would have quit or would have been in a really bad situation. And they switched my medication and I started to feel a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, I can do the Irish accent. Part of my family's Irish, so. Yeah, it really is. I remember we were staying with family friends because I had to get it done in Victoria, and they had bought the house from another couple, and he was the couple before owned the house. He was disabled, so they had like one of those awesome baths. You know those baths that you like walk into and you close the door and you sit down, and there's like a little bath floaty pillow and stuff like that. I was in there. It was amazing. Just the hot water and the Epsom salts, and just like being in the heat. It was awesome. But I remember the fan was on, like, you know, like the bathroom fan, and I was listening to it, and I could hear like you know, like the ice temple in Legend of Zelda, like that icicle metallic FM sound. I could hear that, and I was like hearing like within the noise, I was picking out like patterns and like music and voices, and it was like super crazy. Super crazy. Basically, yeah, I was hallucinating for 3 months. Yeah, it's an ice chime. It was, I can't describe it. And I was like listening to it. I was like, this is not normal. This is kind of weird. And to exacerbate on top of that, I was on steroids, so, you know, I wouldn't die. And I couldn't sleep. So they gave me some sleeping pills. And they're these really smelly sleeping pills that you take one and you're unconscious. It's not Ambien, but you take one, you're unconscious. But I took it and I started to like doze off, and I said, let me just kind of finish listening to this video. And then once you get past the threshold of when it is supposed to take you out and you fight it, you're in like this weird purpley blue Smurf world of like, you know, and like I'm in the glow of my laptop screen, and there's like marching shit in the fucking shadows, and like the lines in the sheet of my blankie, there's like people marching in there, and like things are like moving back and forth. No Quaaludes. And I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was quite an experience. I hope you don't have to do it. Yeah, it might have been it was like a Raz Nepal, something Nepal, blue sleeping pills. Yeah, that's the blue sleeping pill. Oh my god, they all start with Z. Did it have a 75 on it? Zoplaclone? Maybe that's it. Huh. Anyway, yeah, I don't know which one, but it was, yeah, they felt bad for me and they gave me the super powerful stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you know, when you're when your body is telling your brain that you're in danger, basically, and then you have like this fight or it's the weirdest fucking thing ever. Yeah, it was, you know, the nausea. What they do is they give you drugs and they just kind of transfer the suffering to something else. I never puked. I never got sick. Not once. I did feel a little. It's like a, you know, when you wake up after drinking and then you get up to go pee or whatever, and you're like, oh, right, that feeling, and then you're like, okay, and you lay back down, and then you start to feel better. That was the type of sickness that you feel. But yeah, it's a different thing. But then, you know, you feel like that. You feel perpetually hungover, and then your body hurts, your head hurts. But then you're also on steroids, which fucking jacks you up and makes you all twitchy and shit, and you can't. You're really tired, but you can't sleep, and then you have to be like, okay, you got to get up, you got to go to treatment, you got to get in the car, you got to drive for 10 minutes, you got to freaking be in the waiting room, you got to check in, you got to be like, hey, I'm fine, everything's good, because holy fuck, you don't want your doctor to see you feeling any bad. She'll take you off treatment and then you'll die. And then you're paranoid, and yeah, roid rage, totally real. What else? Fuck. Then you sit in that chair for a couple hours, and then things are beeping and people are talking, and you're just like, shut the fuck up. And then you go home, and then you pass out, and you have to do that 5 days a week. Yeah. Yeah, life, it's one of those things. And yeah, I was inspired by Lance Armstrong. We had basically the same thing. He had treatment in the 90s, before they had all the awesome drugs that they have now, things like Amend and ondansetron, which I was taking. So he was, you know, an inpatient. It was an inpatient treatment, which means you couldn't leave the hospital. If you got an infection, he would die. If, you know, like, you would get sick and so you would have to constantly be rehydrated. And you know, I was getting treatment when there was that stupid measles outbreak. Can you imagine if I got the measles? Anyway, no, I don't want to compare ailments. I haven't streamed that much lately, and you know, this is just, you know, major experience. Did I smoke weed? It's like, no, I can't smoke weed because the pulmonary fibrosis. The treatment completely fried my lungs, and the drops and stuff like that interacts in the liver, which can make the treatment a little bit more, you know, not effective. Yeah, reflecting on the experience. It's quite the experience. Yeah, but yeah, I'm back. I'm kind of normal. Yeah. I'm still jumpy. I just heard a vehicle and I kind of jumped. I don't know if you saw that. That's a thing that happens. If I went vegan, no, I'm not. No, I'm not vegan. I've cut out sugary drinks. I'll never have a Red Bull or anything like that again, just because, whatever. It's just, it was easy to cut out. Um, and yeah, I just try to eat healthy. Don't have much of a choice. But yeah, it's been easy to switch it up. Has the experience changed music at all? I don't think so. I think, well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's changed it. It certainly changed my work ethic. Um, I'm a little bit. I'm impatient with other people, but mostly myself. I don't want to waste any time. I didn't beat cancer to jerk off, eat pizza, and play video games. I got to be doing something, and yeah, I guess in the coming months, there's going to be some cool stuff happening, and yeah, music for recreation is not really there, but music quality for the purposes of this chant and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, it's just a shift of perspectives. And I was telling my partner this today. I was like, it's almost like a superpower. I have a superpower because, um, without disclosing too much, the car didn't break down, but it needs to be fixed in an urgent way. And before that would have completely stressed me out. But I said, yeah, let's just get it fixed. It's like, oh my god, that's so solvable. Why even worry about it? It needs to get done. And if it's too expensive, we'll just throw the fucking car in the river. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, and we'll get a new car somehow. You know what I mean? It's completely solvable. A cancer diagnosis is not easily solvable, right? It's like, yeah, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? It's the stuff doesn't really bother me. Yeah, so that's my superpower, and like now I'm just like, it's like, oh, I've always wanted to do a thing. I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to throw myself at it, and no regrets, as the famous tattoo said. So yeah, I lost some things, but I gained some things, and yeah, like the metamorphosis, displayed on this channel. For me wearing that, goofy hat to now wearing another goofy hat. Yeah, so you just kind of grow. No regrets. Yeah. Yeah, sculpting, you know what I mean? Like I just want to be like, I want to make a video. How do I do it? You know what I mean? Yeah, becoming Scott Manley. Oh my god. Being a bigger bald guy is not fun. Because I gained a bunch of weight. And yeah, I gained a bunch of weight and I was very uncomfortable. And now I'm back to my ideal weight, which is like 160 something. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing good. But yeah, I did kind of look like Scott Manley. And I was kind of ashamed of my bald head. But, Everyone around me was pretty good. Yeah. I didn't play any Kerbal Space Program though. I did play. I did play a little bit of 7 Days to Die. I like that one because it's Minecraft with zombies essentially. Um, yeah, but I couldn't play it that long because I would get motion sick. But yeah, yeah. No, my mom looked at me and she's like, "You have tits." I was like, "Ah, I know." It's got boobs. But now I'm good. I'm good. I'm rigid. Things are going well. You gotta tell my freaking nerves to get with the freaking program though, because they're healing very slowly. Yeah, no, my mom doesn't. Yeah, my mom's funny. No, she didn't say it in a mean way. Right. And that was good that I gained weight because after the first, I lost a bunch and they were getting really freaked out. So then I was just like, okay, give me cheese, give me pizza. Oh man, so much pizza. Oh, and then I had that powerful antacid pill that completely neutralizes the stomach acids, and yeah, I was able to eat pizza. Fly safe. No. I like how he says now. No. Glasgow. Glasgow. Go. Can't say it. Do you think you could have done anything else besides music? I could have, I could have done typical trades in my family. But I don't know. Yeah, it all dovetails. Um, I'm moving to a new kind of phase, and yeah, I think. Look, it's not so much music, it's just music is the output. Like, I've always liked music and technology, and what I do on this channel is I combine them both, and I enjoy the combining and the feedback of those two things. I could have, yeah, maybe gotten into tech or something like that, or I don't freaking know. Like, I was making Flash websites when I was in high school and whatever. Yeah. You make helicopters fly? No, are you like an engineer? Helicopter? Because apparently those helicopters, after they need to be taken apart and serviced all the time because they, so they don't break. There's so many regulations. Helicopters are dope. Avionics technician. That's freaking amazing. Yeah, no. Yeah. Sound design, like when I make a video, I want to make it like interesting or intriguing or like touch on something I haven't touched before. But yeah, I do enjoy, going through the the internal guts of signal processing and things like that. That's a true comment indeed. Anyway, I think I should maybe wrap this up and do something. Maybe I should eat a block of cheese. Yeah, Harmer. Have I used Harmer? Which one's the advanced one? Harmer or Harmless? I think Harmless is the baby brother, Harmer. Oh, dude, yeah. Look, Mom, No Computer. Yeah, you know what? He's I like his accent and I like his enthusiasm. He reminds me of a friend of mine who was passed, and just like energy and stuff like that. You know what? I really love seeing people like who were born to do the thing that they were born to do, right? And there's an outlet, you know what I mean? So, you know, I was born to I've been taking apart toys and looking at stuff and, you know, taking apart my Walkman and stuff like that and trying to affect the sound. Like, you're born to do something and then you have the outlet. Like, I always really appreciate that. Cheese. Yeah. I really want like a fat burger. And we have fat burger. Are fat burgers in the States too? We have there's a fat burger near my mom's house. And I remember eating one and then passing out after I ate it recently. It was amazing. Yes. And you know, he doesn't put it on. It's like, or maybe he does. Like, I wish I could you know, sit down and hang out with him. I think, you know, in order to be a public figure, you kind of have to put on a persona to protect yourself, right? And when I started out, it was, you know, casual humor, you know, whatever. Like, I do kind of talk like this. This is how I normally talk to people, but I would put on, and I still do, I put on a bit of a persona. And look, Mom, No Computer, I think in order to get over maybe the anxiety of putting yourself out there online, you have to put on this persona, and that's the persona that he is. Or maybe he is that persona and he's not putting that on. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Just the English slang and sayings, like the dog's tosser or something like that. I fucking lost it when he said that. I'm not pulling your dog's something. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's shy. And I'm shy too. Like, we're all freaking shy. It's no big freaking secret. And we put on these personas when we are in public. Yeah, you accentuate. And yeah, what you do is you're just like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna hide this part of myself and then accentuate this part, right? So, you know, yeah. And just the way he edits, he just wants to accentuate that part. Magnifying, yeah. I'm not sure if that's I think that's called something in acting. I'm not sure though. It's called I don't know what it's called. Or no, improv. Ah, man, my brain. It's like an improv exercise or something. It's like where you amplify a particular thing, and it's, you know, not role playing. I don't know. Maybe my brain is getting some wires crossed here. But anyway, a really good channel. Yeah, and just it's just the do it yourself, you know. I do have a really dark sense of humor, and yeah, it's really dark and it's really inappropriate sometimes. I remember, you know, when I met my partner, who's now my partner. I wanted to kind of test the waters a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, I say things like this, and you know, it's supposed to be the thing about the comedy that I like is bringing you to a dark place and making you laugh about it. So in comedy, you need an exaggeration, and the exaggeration is a thing that's funny. And if you least expect it, it's funny because it's, you know, it shocks your limbic system and you start laughing and you slap your knee or do whatever. And the joke was it was based off of an event, something that happened between myself and another person. So this is basically what happened. Is you know, I'm okay with kids, and you know, I know their psychology, and I know how to talk to them. Like, for example, you know, we have a road and we had some guests with kids, and I didn't say, you stay off that road. I went up to them and I said, you know not to go on that road, right? You know to make sure that your little sister doesn't go on that road. And it's like not putting the kid down, but like, you know, bringing the kid up to the adults level, so then they want to be responsible and make sure they don't go on the fucking road because I'll lose my shit. So that's my relationship with kids or whatever. And we were at a thing or whatever, and like a little 4-year-old or something came up to me, and like, you know, they're cute, and then she whispered in my ear, and then I laughed, and then I whispered in her ear, and then she ran off and something like that. And you know, it was a little moment, and someone asked me, what did you tell her to make the kid laugh? What did you tell her to make her laugh? And I thought about it, and I was like, I told her that I was legally required to be 1,000 meters away from her. And it was just something that I thought of quick-wittedly. And it might have been inspired by a comedy bit or something. But like, I wanted to get the reaction out of that person. And, you know, when I would get a reaction out of that person, her laugh would be very amusing to me. So I told the joke to my then partner, and you know, it was not that long after we first met, and I got a little bit of a reaction. So it was like, you know, my dark sense of humor is, you know, I got through my treatment with humor, and you know, you know, if I got an infection, or if someone sneezed on me, my immune system was so compromised, I would have, you know, got very ill, and I would have had to been hospitalized. So they're just like, don't get any cuts, don't like, stay away from blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And you know, I'd be like, yeah, cool, yeah. So the nurses would be, you know, be like the Friday, and they're like, oh, you got any plans for the weekend? You're just gonna take it easy? I'm like, oh, I got a rugby tournament. I just tell them that shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just, it comes out of my head. Yeah, but that story was completely made up. It's a fictional story. And it didn't actually happen. I'm a fictional character, so there you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's bringing you to a dark place. Yeah, the darker you go, yeah, the more humor. Yeah. This isn't a real story. This is a character. I play a character. I'm a character right now. Sadowick is a character that I invented. And I've been developing him for many years. And this is a character that says really dark things. You know, it's like, yeah, it's, I don't know. Do you explain comedy or a joke to someone? It's like, you know, made a child laugh. I think I didn't say that to her. I said, obviously, I was like, I don't know. I think they were playing a game or whatever. I'm not sure what game they were playing. It was years ago, but yeah, it was a funny thing. It's not even a social experiment. It's a I'm a I'm a movie actor, and the movie is in production or in pre-production, and this is the character that I'm going to play in that movie. What if there was like some dark secret? Well, we're getting into like tinfoil hat stuff. What if there was like, yeah, there was a conspiracy? What if I was replaced? So like the original me like sold the channel or gave it away or something, and then I'm the guy that took it over, and I had to like work really hard to like become the guy that was before, and now I'm him, and like no one noticed. Yes, this is a big viral marketing ploy for a film. Yeah. What if I was one of those incognito guys or girls? I am I don't know. I'm something. Yeah. You know how they say like I've been watching a lot of wrestling documentaries lately, or videos and like conspiracies and little, I guess, video essays. And like, yeah, they replaced the Ultimate Warrior. That was a rumor, but he just bulked up and changed his hair and his physique and stuff like that. Yeah, I was actually in a movie once. I did act. You'll never guess who I who my character was. You'll never guess. I played a stoner when I was 20 for a producer friend of mine who is now producing freaking shows for national television. So there you go. I'm waiting on his call to get me into a bigger role. I'm going to be on NBC or whatever the new cable thing is now. Did I research for the part? It was funny because my other friend / coworker was talking to the stylist, person who does wardrobe or whatever, and she just said, just tell him to come in his regular clothes, right? And I had one line, and yeah, is it on IMDb? Good Image Media. Was it a short film? It was a short film. Oh no. It was about a porn studio in someone's house. Oh boy, there it is. Oh, it came out. Am I in this full cast? Oh no. Nope. Do I give it away? Do I give... Oh, there he is. Awesome. Wow. He's doing stuff. He did stuff with Gordon Lovett Hewitt? Gordon Lovett Hewitt? Gordon Love Hewitt? That's cool. Congratulations to that guy. I don't know if I... You need to watch this? Okay. I don't think it's available. But it's called Good Image Media, 2009. It was filmed before that, and I had a small part in that film. And it was something that was... It was going around for, movie festivals and stuff like that. And there's some people in this. Yeah, and oh my goodness, they had to put makeup on me, and oh, it was so uncomfortable. It was the worst. Oh man, it was the eyeliner. I never had eyeliner. She's like scraping. Yeah, much respect to people that wear makeup and stuff like that. Did they give you a Sublime future to wear? I think I had the foresight to... Didn't want to put any brands on it. I had a jean vest. I don't know, but if we can find this, or we can convince people to release it. Yeah. Oh, people have... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, but, produced by Adam Locknorton and Ryan W. Smith. And, quite the career now. But yeah, does this... Does this have a link or something? When a junior accountant drives into the country to audit a shady small business, the strange surroundings begin to rub off on him. And he walked in and I'm on the couch. I'm supposed to be comatose. And I asked him, "Are you the guy from LA?" And I'm just on the couch with like two other guys with a bong and stuff like that. It was 16 minutes. But yeah, it was Good Image Media. Does it exist anywhere? It might not. It might show up one day. And there's a bunch of Chinese sites and stuff like that. Videos? No. I think it's in the dark web. But yeah. Well, no, they wanted to make me look like I've been smoking weed for several days. And, they made me look even more like a stoner than I would have. Yeah. And then the other two people, I guess I look, okay, there's two people next to me, but they got me to say the line because I looked more like a stoner than they did, and I just showed up. So, yeah. And they were just like, you two just sit there. We want you to say this line, and I practiced it. And I said it like I was kind of out of breath, just because, you know, couch lock, you know what I mean? There's this Chinese website. Can I translate it? Am I the only one looking for this? But yeah, anyway. 16-minute short. Really fun. Yeah, and I've never left the character. But I could probably, you know, I could probably say that line a little bit better. I said it a couple times. And then he would say no. And then I would have to, like, lock eyes on him. And then just, and, you know, I had experience with that sort of thing. Yeah. Anyway, it's a shame that it's not there. But we can hope. That dead stare, or it's like where you're just like time traveling and gapping out. Yeah, I was just a stoner that hung out in a porn house. Life imitating art, or vice versa. And then and I asked for the movie. Oh my god. OMG. Is there a There's a picture. I know there's a picture. There is a picture. I guarantee it. I have. Where would that picture be? There's a picture of me on the couch. Somewhere. Oh man. Oh man, we're going back. I want to show this picture. Nope. There, they gave me a still. All I have of proof that I was in this movie is a still. If I can find it. Anyway. Oh my god. I'm going back in time here. Okay. So it was like 2008. 2007 maybe? Oh man. I had some... You ever look back in time and you're just like, dude, you're a weirdo. Yeah. You know what? Oh! Found it! Found it! OMG. Okay, you guys ready for this? I'm gonna put this on the stream. Put this on the stream. I'm wearing a hat. I have things in my ear. I'm wearing a Volcom hoodie, and I'm just sitting there. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys are ready for this. I don't have Instagram, dude. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? I'm gonna get this on here. Hold your horses. I just posted on my desktop. Where is it? Oh, that's documents. Oh! Oh! Yeah! Okay. Moment of truth. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide it for now. No, I'm not gonna hide it. I'm just gonna go BAM! There he is. That guy on the left. That happened. Yeah, that was the couch. And I was a way better stoner than any, because I knew what I was doing. There he is. There he is. And yeah, and I was on that couch. Yeah, I could have been. But yeah, that was too that, like, look at that. Oops. Look at that guy. That was makeup / look at that little soul patch I had. Jeez. Anyway, that was me. I was I think I was like 20. Oh yeah, when Deadmau5 was raving and stuff. Dude, I gotta get the clip. I gotta get that clip somehow. Oh. I don't. Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, they made me shiny or something like that. Plus I was 21. Like look at the profile now. This guy to that guy, right? Same guy, but a little bit more distinctive, a little more grisly. I beat the fuck out of that guy. That was yeah, that's when it started. I started this joiny when I was in that picture. Yeah. And if you've ever been couch locked, you know exactly what to do. Anyway, it's been 3 hours, and yeah, I should probably get going. Unless you guys have anything else you want to say. Got something you want to say to me? Yeah, it had its ups, its downs, it had all these things. It was very exciting. Very riveting. I'm assuming we'll get the Academy Award. Learn Reaper. I'll learn Reaper when I have nothing else to do. You're gonna find that clip? Well, don't bug the people that made it, because Yeah, I don't know. I'm using the I'm using the Ableton mouse pad. Whoa. And it's actually like really good. They sent it to me. It's a really good mouse pad. It's like super slick. Has a nice blue texture to it. Yeah. My mouse travels upon thy mouse pad. That's what you're hearing, because the mic's right there. Yeah, no, that's when I would like shave my head constantly too. Blue texture, yes, it's a blue texture. A blue texture. Texture. I like it. Yeah, it's like really, really fast travel for the mouse. It's enjoyable. I don't know why. It's a pleasing blue. I'm just going off about a mouse pad. That's when you know the I was gonna call it a podcast. Jeez. That's when you know the stream is gone off the rails. Anyway, tracker software, maybe one day. It's on the big old Google Doc list. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I might do this again because it's fun to kind of chill, and I might do it again with a project or something, and I can kind of do it live and chat and just kind of talk to myself and stuff like that and whatnot. But yeah, yeah. Have a good night. Tomorrow's Friday, so be careful out there. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. And yeah, I got streaming kind of figured out on this laptop. I had some difficulties before, but yeah, okay. Take care and have a good one.